Hello, this is Chiak. We are back again with another set of Sherlock Holmes Nemesis or versus Arsène Lupin. So I did have to look up the answer in last set, but I wasn't sure if it would be a previous location before, and turns out it was. So
perhaps here at the Tower of London.
My dear Watson,
I should point out, Doctor, that Lupin has already been there.
That's true. But the message in the card... I've got it! He entered by dint of a clock in a great palace of stone. He is going to a location that is a bit of both. A great clock made out of stone. Big Ben!
My word, Dr. Watson, you are correct. I will immediately summon all of London's police force in order to set a trap around Big Ben. You are both to join me in an hour. Tonight will be a big night, my fellow compatriots. A night for victory over the French, who are...
Ah, Holmes, I no longer feel tired all of a sudden. The prospect of Lupin's capture has ignited me. Indeed, I have the wherewithal too. I caught you unawares on the last riddle, didn't I, Holmes? Well, Holmes?
Quite true, Watson, quite true.
I will have Mrs. Hudson prepare us a little refreshment that will tide us through the night. It promises to be long and exciting. Meeting the Prime Minister at Big Ben. I am sure that...
You will have to give my apologies to the Prime Minister, as I won't be joining you this evening.
But Holmes, tonight we are going to catch...
These last few days have been trying, Watson.
Enough, Holmes.
okay.
My dear Watson was, unwittingly, very close to the truth. I believe it is, indeed, the Tower of London where Lupin will go tonight. Let's go see.
Here, we are in place.
Affirmative.
Okay, we already saw these, so I'm just going to skip right by it. Okay.
If I'm mistaken, I'll be the only one to know. However, if I am correct, Lupin has very little lead on me and will remain unaware of my presence here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct.
He's alive and doesn't seem hurt. This man was certainly put to sleep by a strong sedative. There is no longer any doubt. Lupin is here, and there's no question what he has come to steal. What is his plan? I must find Chief Warder Smith and inform him as soon as possible. The name Chiak is inscribed on his uniform, and to judge by his glossy moustache, he takes good care of himself. There, some cartridges are intact. This sidearm was submerged in water and is unusable.
Okay.
Closed.
How do I find...
Lupin must have installed this rope in order to take the maximum number of objects out of the Tower of London without having to transport them. Think, if I want to catch Lupin and be assured that he hasn't been able to remove the jewels before that time, I must prevent him from using this rope without him noticing. This rope is very high. Without the keychain, I cannot get up to the ramparts, and scaling the wall in this rain will prove too hazardous. I will have to wing something towards the rope. Something that can cut it or burn it, perhaps.
And we don't have anything in our items at the moment. Cartridge matches.
Closed.
Okay, well, at least this is literally limiting what we can or cannot do.
How are you, Warder?
Hickman.
Are you injured?
No, but I have a headache. I feel sleepy.
Wake up. Where's Chief Warder Smith?
He left with the doctor into the storeroom.
Okay.
I must leave. Bide your time until I return.
I'm pretty sure he didn't hear that.
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
2 hot air balloons in solidarity. The inertia of such a ship necessitates particularly precise and stable flight conditions.
Okay. Dearest Cousin Sarah, I promised to write you during my first week posted to the Tower of London, so I am writing to you as promised. The week that just passed seemed as quick as lightning. I had to learn by heart as a whole horde of coded phrases as well as the names of the important folk around the tower. I've also seen some incredible rooms in some of the buildings. To tell you what they were all for, I couldn't. So much of them I've seen. The food is swell and the cook deserves a blue ribbon. I'm on night guard duty with some of the others and we have a grand time on our rounds. My hours are the same as Law, the only Scotsman in the barracks. We can hardly understand a word he says. It makes us laugh so. In the cloakroom, we've met a couple of lads, March and Ludlow, who are inseparable, and if you see one, the others will not be far away. Ludlow is gentle as a lamb. He's always being bamboozled by the other lads, ending up on the worst ships or doing the worst duties in the worst places. March tries to defend him as much as he can, but Ludlow always says it's not a problem and he puts up with it. I share my room with a warder by the name of Jones, an old fellow for being short. He is. I wonder how he passed all the tests to be here, but his hours are completely different from mine and we rarely see each other. I've also come across the Viking in the cloakroom, a rather robust fellow with a Nordic name, whose locker is across from mine. I haven't spoken with him as much as Sergeant O'Shea doesn't like gossips. On my next leave, perhaps we could take an air flight. I'm sending along a handbill that praises the beauty of London as seen from the sky. I await you, your cousin Robert Moore. Okay.
Certainly a gift for a child.
Roller skates.
This lamp has a funny shape. I am taking it. This uniform seems to be made for a child. This man must be of a small stature. This may prove to be useful. This bed is dusty and must not have been occupied for quite some time.
Okay, I'm going around collecting stuff. Don't know what for.
Closed.
Okay, next we're heading to the storeroom, which is over here.
Closed.
What key is this? Key to cloakroom.
Open. I am taking whatever might be useful. This may prove to be useful. I am taking whatever might be useful. The time is pressing and Lupin isn't far. This warder is asleep. The name embroidered on his uniform indicates that he is Kirkpatrick. There is something here.
Oh, what?
There seems to be a little bit of green paint on the right hand. There seems to be a little bit of green paint.
Okay. Green paint. So I'm going to assume we need to find a specific command. Now that said, the cloakroom. Where is the cloakroom? Because I don't think that is a building I've come across. Maybe it was right next to it and I just didn't notice. Yeah, here you go. Wait, but I wasn't sending this key I got from somewhere else. No. Okay. Hold on for a sec. Okay. Let's see. Sergeant, I am leaving this to ask if you wouldn't want to change lockers with me. You're aware that Summerby and I are not getting along anymore as we tend to cross paths during the changing of the guards, and as he's only 2 lockers over from me, he never stops provoking me, and I'm worried that it may end badly one day. You would also be next to Belle, whom we said last year you want to keep a closer eye on, thinking in advance. Warder Chiak.
This door is solid, the lock is rather ancient, and each locker has a different lock. If I want to open one in particular, the chance of finding a key within a reasonable amount of time is almost null. I will have to use force. Blow up the lock, perhaps? It must be the guard's cloakroom.
Okay.
There is a stool here, possibly for helping the owner of this locker to reach the high parts. This door is solid, the lock is rather ancient, and each locker has It's typical Scottish material. There is a kilt inside this locker.
Okay. Guards rotation for the month. Okay, so question is, whose lock do I need? Okay, so Sergeant is number 1. Summerby and O'Shea. My hours are the same as Law, the only Scotsman in the barrack. March tries to defend him as much as he can, but Ludlow always says it's not a problem. He puts up with it. I share my room with warder by the name of Jones, an old fellow. Jones. And the Scotsman is Law. But again, the question is, why am I breaking open these locks? Oh my goodness. Okay. Who's the sergeant then? What? What am I doing? This doesn't make... Law. Promised to write you. So, blah, blah, blah. I had learned important folk. I've seen some incredible rooms in the building, so tell you, blah, blah, blah. Food is swell. My hours are the same as Law. My hours are the same as Law, the only Scotsman in the barrack. We can hardly understand a word he says. It makes us laugh. Okay, so Law's the Scotsman. I'm going to put that there for now. Ooh, do with the green paint. He has some green paint on hand. Kirkpatrick had green paint on his hand. Where's Kirkpatrick? Kirkpatrick. Here we go. There's something else, number 6. Meantime, let's get the names that we do know. Law is a Scotsman, and this guy is also a Scotsman. Armour Yeoman. March and Ludlow, who are inseparable, and if you see one, the others will not be far away. Ludlow, a gentle lamb, always being bamboozled. Worships or doing his duties. March tries to depend on him as much, but Ludlow always says it's not a problem. He puts up with it. Share my room. I wonder how he passed the test. And I've also seen across the Vikings in the cloakroom a rather robust fellow with a Nordic name whose locker is across from mine. I haven't spoken with him as much as Sergeant O'Shea. O'Shea is the sergeant. Sergeant O'Shea, where am I? Great, I have to go to the bottom here. Doesn't like gossip. My next sleeve. Okay, so Jones is the short one. Okay, so this could be law or this could be more.
Well,
Enough.
what?
I hear it.
Well, you...
Shh.
It's true.
It's Lupin.
Watch out. What are you... It was nothing. You ought to congratulate Dr.
Come, gentlemen.
Okay.
This is, without a doubt, a freshly combed moustache hair. This is, without a doubt, a
He also seems to be losing hair. Okay, so whoever has a mustache is our dude. That's Kirkpatrick over there. This one's going to be kind of crazy. What items do we have? We have a lot of items. Right now I'm just looking for people that may or may not be passed out. Actually, Warder Chiak. Warder with a thick mustache named Chiak. Okay. I'm sorry, that's not where I meant to go. I meant here. Or it's not even letting us do that. Wow, okay.